Hi there, my name's Zoe and welcome to the Sumdog training for Spring into Sumdog contest. So why should you join this contest? Okay, so Sumdog contests are designed to engage your pupils in a really fun curriculum-aligned Sumdog contest. And you can compete against schools in your area and across Scotland. And the access to Sumdog is free during the contest and for a little while afterwards, so you can see the results. The contest runs from the Friday, 2nd of May, which is a week on Friday, and it finishes on Thursday, the 8th of May. The contest starts at 8 AM on the Friday and finish at 8 PM on the Thursday. And the winner will be announced on Friday, the 9th of May. Okay, so the aims of this short session are just to provide an overview of the Sumdog functionality. You may have used Sumdog before, you may be a returning Sumdog teacher. I'm going to show you how to get classes set up and invite teachers. And then I will cover the diagnostic test. It's very important we cover that. The pupils need to sit their diagnostic test before they can enter the contest. I'll cover some of our exciting new features, including our fluency booster, how to set work, our newsfeed new feature, and how to reward your pupils, and just to show you how to use Sumdog effectively to support your own learning in class before, during, and after the contest. Okay, so I'm just going to jump on to our live dummy site here. I'm going to show you how to set up classes and invite teachers. Okay. So bear with me. Yep. All right. Again, just to reiterate, this is all just dummy data we've got here. Okay, so this is your Sumdog dashboard that if you have used Sumdog before, you'll be familiar with, or not, because it's slightly different. And what we're going to do is go into settings and go into manage pupils. Okay, so you can see here, this is where all your classes are, and you can set up new classes and add new pupils here. So if you just go down to the bottom here, you can add a class. Now, if you're only adding 1 or 2 classes, you can do it manually. If you were adding lots of classes, you can upload a spreadsheet that you can do yourself, or if you're a large school, we can help you with that. But I'll just show you how to manually add a class. Okay, very, very simple. Choose a class name, class 23, and then you choose the year group for your class. Let's choose P4, and then you simply just add your pupil names. Simply just type them in, return, and just add a list. Like so. Oh, thanks. Okay, and then click on next there. So that is your little class setup. Obviously, you'll have more pupils in your class. Okay, so there you can see your pupils. You can see the year group they're in. Now, this is for the purpose of the diagnostic test. So working at P4, it says, so it's going to assume that Sophie is in P4, so she's working at P4. You will know your class. If you find that you have pupils that aren't working at P4, maybe working below, you can actually change this here, because this will determine the questions that the pupils receive in their diagnostic. So if you think that perhaps Sophie is not actually at P4 level, you can move that down to P2. Works the other way as well. If they are working slightly above their level, you can change it. It's just so that they'll get questions that are suitable for their level. I'll just put this back to P4, but you can change that at this point. Click on next, and here you'll see you can print off your student logins if you like. You can also print off a parent letter. This just explains that your class is using Sumdog, just to let the parents know what it is and how they will be using it. Okay, so we'll just finish up here. Now you can also just add pupils manually to a class, to an existing class, just by clicking on add pupils here, and it's just the same process as adding a class there. So we'll just come out of that. Okay. So here you've got your classes set up. You can add yourself to the class. Now, when you're logged in, you will be added automatically as the teacher. But what you can also do is you can either choose teachers that are already logged into the Sumdog account or have logins for the Sumdog account. So you can choose which teachers have access to your class. But what you can also do is you can invite teachers as well. So if we just go back up to settings here and into manage teachers down here, you can invite teachers. So this will show you a list of teachers who already have access to the Sumdog account, but you can also invite teachers here just by popping in their email address. You'll receive an invite to create a login here. And of course, the teacher's already joined the school. That's my email address there. But if it was a real email address, it would send that to the teacher. Very simple. So that would be your teachers and your pupils set up. Okay. So once your pupils are all added, Sumdog will generate a login for you, and the login looks like this. So this will be the login page that the pupils see, and this is the login details. So as you can see here, we've got QR codes, which is particularly helpful for younger pupils. Makes it easier for them to be able to log in, and that's got all their details on there, so you can keep a hold of that, and you can see that on your dashboard as well. In fact, I'll actually just jump over and just show you that you can access the pupil logins from here. Okay, so this is what they will see when they log in, so they can pop their details in there. And it is compatible with Google Chrome, with phones, with Safari, with Edge, and you can get the app from these app stores. Okay, so the diagnostic report. So the Sumdog Diagnostic Support is an online assessment. So it presents pupils with a series of multiple choice questions for them to complete. 15 questions, first of all, for the pre-test, focuses on numeracy, and then you've got further 40 questions covering a range of different maths topics. Now, the purpose of the Sumdog Maths Diagnostic is to place pupils at the right level based on their ability, so that we can personalise the questions for each pupil with our adaptive engine. So once they have completed the Maths Diagnostic, they'll be given a skill to focus on when playing games on Sumdog. So they'll then gradually work through a skill plan, which is aligned with their curriculum as they go along and play their games. So, as I said, it's presented outside of Sumdog games. Then this is to focus the learners, and it's designed to be completed within roughly about one 30-minute class session. We do recommend doing it in class, just so that focus is there and they're not getting help at home. It gets split into two parts. Part one is 15 questions, and that's focused on numeracy directed at their age level. Like I said, when you first set that class up there, you could change that age level there. Now, the results of this shorter test determines the level of questions that the learners will receive in part two. And then in part two, the 40 questions are a mixture of 20 questions from the curriculum year of the result of part one, and then a further 20 questions from the curriculum year just below that result. So it's keeping it fair. So they're going to be asked questions of varying difficulty, just so we can get that base level there. Now you can see here the lion's share of the questions it will be number. You can see there, and then you've got those different strands. Okay, so once both parts have been completed, they are given a test score out of 40 and a diagnostic result. Now we do recommend, we do recommend setting the resetting the diagnostic sort of termly. This will allow you to track and monitor the progress of your pupils just as they practice on Sumdog throughout the year. You'll be automatically prompted on the teacher dashboard when it's time to reset the diagnostic, but you can do this at any time. So I'm just going to show you how to do that. So if we just jump on to the site again, back to overview, and then diagnostic results. Now there are three different ways that you can report on the diagnostic, but I'll just show you the kind of best overview. So you've got your fluency reports here. I'll talk about fluency in a second. And then you've got more reports here. So these are your diagnostic results. And that's just a brief glance at where your pupils are. Now I've just set that class up, so I'm going to use a real class that's got pupils in it. Okay, so if we click on detailed results here, you've got current level, you've got progress. I'm just going to focus on detailed results just for this short session. Okay, so you can see here, so you've got your pupil name, you've got the date of their last test, you've got the results here, and then what you can do is you can click onto the pupil's name and you see their little profile here. So you can see diagnostic results from previous tests here and here. It'll also show you details like what Corey is practicing on, so place value, number and place value. And then the activity of the week. Unfortunately, there's not much data on here, but you get an idea of what you will be able to see from the detailed report. Okay, so that is your diagnostic. Again, you can change, if we just go back a second, back to, sorry, pull reports. I'll just show you how to reset that result. Just here, you click on result here, reset here. And then what you can do, if you wanted to reset Corey's, you click on next, and you can also, you have an opportunity to change that year level here as well. And then you can just reset that. You can reset it for all students in your class as well. I'm not going to do that. Okay, so that is your diagnostic report. So I wanted to just chat about our Fluency Booster. So our Fluency Booster is our brand new adaptive maths fluency tool. And this will replace maths training. So before, when the pupils went on and just played on Sumdog, there was the full curriculum. But this is now designed to help teachers consolidate just core number skills and build maths fluency, just with ongoing varied practice. Again, we recommend using this for about half an hour a week. So on your teacher dashboard, you'll see a new fluency section. Fluency and reports, where you can view reports on fluency skills here. So there's not many results here. You could probably see it here better in the picture. So it covers first and second levels only, it doesn't cover third level, and it covers core number skills only, solely. So we've got number and place value, counting a number, patterns, number bonds, and arithmetic. So it doesn't cover geometry, measurement, or statistics, or any of those other topics. So it's faster and more responsive. So there's no changes to set work. Now you can still set work, which I'll show you how to do. So you can still cover all of the curriculum with sort of teacher-directed learning, which I can show you in a second. So the pupils will see Fluency Booster. Bear with me a second. No, it's me. Oops, I've gone right. Apologies. Oh my goodness. Apologies. I'm just going to go back to the beginning here. Apologies. Okay. So this is what the pupils will see when they are going on and playing their games. So you can see here, you've got your reward coins in the corner, and this is what the pupils will see when it is outside of Sumdog Games. And I will show you how you can set work within Sumdog Games and outside of Sumdog Games as well. Apologies for that. This is also just a little bit, I'm just showing you a little bit of what the pupils will see. So this is what they'll see when they start their diagnostic as well. So it'll tell them that they're just getting to know a little bit about them. And then they can spend their coins in their house and garden and dressing their avatar. So it's a reward system with Sumdog. Okay, this is the coin ledger. And you can actually turn off some of these features because they do get carried away with spending their coins. Okay, so you can avoid coins to your pupils. I will show you how to do that here. If we just go to the overview page, you can click on reward your coins, reward your class. So you can choose the whole class, or you can select specific pupils if they've been particularly good, and then you can reward them up to 200 coins, and you just type a little message in here. Fabulous effort, class 23, and then you can send them rewards that way. Oh, there we go, send rewards. Perfect, so that's them all sent. Okay, and then what you can also see is on this review page here, you can see their accuracy to date. You can also see their correct answers. So you've got all these different metrics on this leaderboard here and total answers. So it just depends what you want to focus on. You can, here you've got your live controls. So you can turn off the house and garden, sort of avatar, friends and gifts are not available to the pupils. You can turn that off if you just really want them to focus. And you can also turn on and off multiplayer games. So some of the Sumdog games are multiplayer, but you will kind of see for yourself that the pupils get really excited about this and they're waiting for their friend to go on. And as fun as it can be, sometimes it can get quite riotous. So you can actually turn that off. And you can also change the focus, the topic, spelling, or grammar if you wanted to get them just to focus on that if you did have spelling and grammar. This is not relevant for just the contest, but if you did go and go for the subscription and choose to have spelling and grammar, you can turn these on and off. So you can decide what you want to focus on there. Okay. So teacher setting the learning. So in order to get the most out of the platform, you really need to be focusing on setting work and just taking that control and being a bit more specific in the skills or the topics on the platform. So what we'll show you how to do that. So you can do it in, so go up here, so set work. So as I said, we've got Fluency Booster, which just focuses on those core number skills, but you can focus on other skills when you set work. So you go to set task here. So you can set work, you can set test work. So this is outside Sumdog Games, and you can choose either ready-made or custom for this. So if we just click on here, I'll just very quickly show you. So you can choose a ready-made test. So these are just a short, sharp snapshot of where your pupils are for a specific topic. So this is at topic level. So it's like sort of pre-test, pre-assessment. So you can see here you can choose from a range of different tests, but I'm just going to curriculum for excellence. Let's go to second. Now we have broken the levels down into more digestible sort of milestones, sort of ABC. A being beginning of second level, B being middle, C being end. Okay, so let's go to second level A, and we've got number, money, measure. So we can choose from these sort of high level topics here. Now this icon here, that just means that the pupils can just free type text entry some of the answers for these tests. And so instead of the multiple choice, they can just type in the answers here. So let's just go for, say, place value. Okay. So you've maybe got a new class at the beginning of term and you just want to see where they're at, maybe what their prior knowledge is here. And you can tick use typed answers where possible. This little icon will just warn you that you can't do read aloud and free type text answers at the same time. So if it does have an icon saying you can free type text, you won't be able to get read aloud. So there you can see there are 15 questions on place value based at second level A, so the beginning of second level. So these will just come up one at a time and the pupils can answer and they can type in the answer if need be. Okay, if you're happy with your test, just click on next and you can either select the whole class or you can differentiate here. Okay, so we'll just select the whole class and you can enter just place value quiz. And you can set a time limit on here, so you can say anything up to 120 minutes, or you can select no time limit, so they've got as much time as they need for those 15 questions. And then you just set the time parameters of when you want that test to appear on their dashboard. Okay, and you would just create the task that way. What you can also do is you can do custom tests. So again, tests outside Sumdog games. The practice work is within Sumdog games, so you can set work within the curriculum for specific skills, but within Sumdog games. So you can choose the number of questions on this in the custom. So it defaults to 20, you can just keep it at that. And then you can choose from White Rose Maths or Curriculum for Excellence. Let's choose White Rose Maths. Okay, so let's choose year 4, spring term. And so you can choose, so any of these little arrows here means that you can just extend that, expand on that. So let's go to fractions, understand the whole. This will give you an idea of what the questions will look like, and you can click on here and see different iterations of them. So if you want to choose fractions, you can understand the whole, count beyond 1. You can choose as many or as little as you like, and click on next. Now, this is custom, so what you can do, you can see these questions here. There's 20, we've chosen 20, but you've got a little refresh button here that you can change the questions if you are not happy with them, or if you feel that they, maybe it's too much repetition in that format there, and then you just click on next, and it's the same. So you can choose the whole class or differentiate. Now, what you can do here is, again, decide whether or not you want a time limit on it, and you would just create that task. Practice work, practice within Sumdog games. Click on next. Choose your class. And this is the same process as the custom tests. So this is White Rose, but we can choose Curriculum for Excellence. So let's do that. Second level, number money measure. Let's do some time here. And you can really drill down into these benchmarks as well. So you can see here, I can use and interpret electronic and paper-based timetables, blah, blah, blah. And these are all the benchmarks. So you can choose some benchmarks, you can choose the whole skill there. So again, and you can set a task target of how many questions, correct questions, or just questions that the pupils can do. And you just pop a title on there. And again, you can decide the parameters of when you want that to show up on their dashboard. And you would just create that task there. So that's just a little bit of how you can really focus that learning, and you can really drill down into those skills and benchmarks there. Okay. So I showed you the live controls there. And focus, newsfeed, that's a fantastic new feature. I will very quickly show you this. So on your dashboard here, this is a new feature which teachers are loving. So this just lets you know exactly what's going on, and it's live. So you just see anything, any sort of movement within your class on that account. You can see here Natasha recently completed a diagnostic test. It's just brilliant at a glance, little news flashes there. So that's a fantastic new feature that we've got. Okay, and that's just showing you some of the data that you can dig into. So you can see time this week in school at home on some of the reports. Got multiplication heat map on here. That fluency focus. I'll just very quickly go into those reports and show you. So this fluency focus, unfortunately, there's no data on here. It will just show you the accuracy and questions that have been asked, and you can choose when you want that date range to go from. So you can see from this week, last week, custom date, or the whole academic year. And if you drill down, you can actually see what skills the pupils will be focusing on, but not here. Unfortunately, we've not got any of that data. So it's just, there's lots of data here. So this, it will just show you how your pupils are getting on in multiplication. So you've got accuracy heat map there, speed, fantastic, and then the dreaded fluency, where it's all red. So there's just different ways, and you can export all of that data. Okay. So we've dug into the data there. And okay, so I hope you have enjoyed the session. Sorry for that little glitch earlier with the slides. So please enjoy the contest. Get all your pupils. Remember that diagnostic needs to be done before they can enter. So my name is Zoe. My details are there if you need any assistance. But that's just another little glance at that flyer there. And look, the winner will get a visit from Sumdog himself. Thank you so much for watching. Bye-bye.